All right. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
This is Jennifer Nisanoff, and I'm calling to order the Pelican Preserve Safety and Security Subcommittee. It is now 11 a.m. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, roll call. Let's just go around the table. This is, again, Jennifer Nisanoff, Safety and Security Subcommittee.
I'm sorry,
Roll call.
roll call.
Say your name.
Who
Yeah,
are
yes,
you?
I'm here. John Morbido.
Rich Glover, Safety Security.
Marty Nathanfeld, P-PAC.
Ed Hedges, P-PAC liaison.
Ted Crawford.
Jay Gann, Safety Security.
All Flores Gateway Services District.
Anyone on the Teams call? I was gonna say Zoom.
No, there's no one on the call.
Okay, good. All right, any public comment?
I've got one thing, I guess, at the last, this is at the last Community Association workshop. I think it was the workshop. Gentleman was complaining about how dirty the boulevard sidewalks were. And Paul, I thought a few months ago, your guys were had a route that they were going to do all of the boulevard sidewalks, and I thought that had gotten done, and I know they started, and then there was an issue because they were doing some of the communities, and then it was determined that they weren't supposed to do the communities, but just the common boulevards, but I thought that had all gotten done a couple of months ago. So.
No, and I know that issue just was brought up recently at the PPAC meeting. Yes, and I do apologize. I may have been confused regarding our last conversation last month regarding, we had discussed that we had pressure washed the area around the guardhouse. And that was,
This was
right.
several months before that.
Oh, several months before that. Then I do apologize. I do not recall that conversation.
It was before you.
Okay,
Yeah.
other than,
It was before you.
I thought I was going a little crazy there.
It was, yeah.
Okay,
That they had established, the staff had established a route that they were going to do all the sidewalks, but they were doing including the community sidewalks. And we said, the group decided, no, it was just the common ones, that the neighborhoods were responsible for the sidewalks within their neighborhoods. And I thought they'd gone ahead and completed that. And so it's just, I think we need to find out where the status is, and are they really that dirty, or how often should they be? I think they used to be done once a year.
My understanding was that they were only gonna do the areas as needed and had no plan to do all.
Well, they had a plan once to do them all. Yeah.
and I do recall that conversation last month, I believe, whether does the district pressure wash community, the HOA responsibility versus district responsibility? And then also getting some direction from the committee as well. So,
But last month I thought it was the pavers.
It's the pavers.
right.
Yeah, it was favors.
Okay.
Probably 6 months ago was
Yeah,
Okay.
the sidewalk.
I remember the discussion about when it was needed. And that the only time we would do the neighborhood ones would be for safety issues for the sidewalks. And then I think what we decided to do is do the same thing for the pavers to make it consistent. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't remember the discussion about
Exactly on the sidewalk.
they were gonna do all of it. And they
Well, I
had-
think it's something that's got,
Yeah, we need to clarify.
Right.
probably need to think about it and put it on the next month's agenda to, what is the practice going to be?
I wonder,
Because you've got 2,500 doors, 5,000 residents, you probably have 5,000 opinions of what is dirty.
is there some place where we can post policies? Like if we make a decision on, this is what we're gonna do for the sidewalks, this is what we're gonna do for the pavers, this is what, and like post it, even if it's just for us so we can
We have a
remember.
SharePoint,
Yeah.
but those.
So we
We really
put it
care
forward.
to come to the meeting.
We're amenable. I mean, if it was like an
Well,
annual,
And that way staff knows.
Yes,
that
yes,
if they have a-
Yeah,
When we get a new public works director, we.
right. Especially I thought I was going a little crazy there, but I don't recall that conversation, but we're, we serve at the pleasure of the committee, and if you provide us direction to give us, to, allow us to do a yearly plan or a maintenance plan of some sort, but different with the pavers, maybe that's something we also need to address on an annual basis as well. Which I just seek some sort of direction on that.
okay,
If you-
so
Marty, when we were contracting, was it, they did it once a year?
let's start with policies,
I don't think.
because we changed our discussion.
Areas as needed, because they did an area over on Ravenna.
No, I mean, back when, before we bought the squirrel, when we were contracting service.
I don't remember.
Anyway.
Okay,
I'd have
so,
to check the meeting minutes.
yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
okay.
that's,
So, all right, so we're gonna post policies out on the SharePoint site. Now, am I able to go in and just create a new folder?
Yes, I do
Okay.
believe so. But is it the direction of the committee to bring back a plan for, to reevaluate what sidewalks are the responsibility for that annual maintenance, or is that something you just kind of want to continue the
I
conversation?
think that this decision was, we made a policy, we voted on it, that the neighborhood, GSCDD would be responsible for the common pavers, the common sidewalks. And that for the neighborhoods, if it was a safety issue, they could put a ticket in, and if we just deemed it a safety issue, we would do it within the neighborhoods, otherwise the neighborhoods were responsible. And I think we decided we were going to do that for pavers as well.
yes.
So what I'd like to do is maybe, I'll see if I can dig out when the resolutions were. They were within reasonable amount of time. I should be able to dig it out of
Okay, very good.
notes. But anyway, so what
I
I'd like,
think everybody's kind of agreement on that, but it's just then
It's fall.
how
Well,
often should they be?
Right, and that's where I need that direction. or-
that's, yeah, I was just doing one step at a
Yeah.
time because I like to go in order. I don't know. My brain is linear. Okay, so I will work on getting those policies out there. I think that's pretty easy on SharePoint.
And I know driving around, I
And then-
look and they seem to get worse where they're under tree canopy covers. So it might be once a year we do all of them, and then every 6 months
Reevaluate, yeah.
do the tree canopy areas or something. I don't know, something to think about. For you guys to think about and figure out.
Okay, so we'll put an agenda item out so we can determine a policy for how often we do the common areas.
Yeah.
Okay,
But the communities are supposed to do their own, right?
yes,
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I thought, because Prado, we're doing ours very soon.
I do the sidewalk
Cool.
in front of mine.
Could you do mine for me? He's my neighbor.
okay, that's really CDD land. All right, thank you. Anything else? All right, next thing, approval of minutes. May 22nd. Anybody have any comments or suggestions?
No.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
I move we approve the minutes, Ted Crawford.
Okay. Second was
Rich.
Rich, okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. June 26th minutes. Anybody have any questions or comments about that?
Yep.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes? I'll make the motion. I motion to approve the minutes for June 26th.
Second.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Jerry.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, it's unanimous. All right, district financial report. We actually have two of them.
Yes, we have 2 months, Madam Chair.
Yes. Anybody have any questions or comments? Let's start with June. Anybody have any questions or comments about the June financials?
I see we don't have a.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't.
so unfortunately, we didn't have the projector or the TV screen available today.
Yeah. Questions on it?
Was it not in the cabinet?
It's locked.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did they start?
Okay. No questions about June? All right, how about July? You want to share with Ted?
Yeah, I didn't print it off.
Yeah, I guess so. That's it all.
I thought I was gonna make all kinds of comments. Didn't.
You're doing, you're doing okay. Listen, I was looking, trying to find
Thank you.
what the cost for the gate operations and stuff was. And, oh, it's not your problem, but when you look at the individual entries and the accounts, things get put all over the place. So even though they're categorized, I find stuff in different ones. Now, there might be a lot of journals that move it around, but it's hard to look at, at anything is complete. And to me, that all the gate stuff ought to be under the gate technology, but it's got a zero budget, and Laura always wants to put it in something else. But
Okay,
I was trying to figure out since we're gonna have to replace the gates, what are they really costing us? And I couldn't make heads or tails out of the thing, so.
so that's not the gatehouse repair and maintenance?
Well, there's,
Oh, wait, that's gatehouse.
That's gatehouse, yes.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't see a separate one here.
well, there used to be a gate technology line
Yeah.
item.
Well,
But she
I
would never
think-
put any budget in it because it either went into safety and security other or gatehouse in her mind.
okay,
But to me, the gatehouse is the house.
The
The
structure,
gates are the gate technology, but
okay.
I'm an engineer.
I understand what you're
So that you could track some of those things. And I was trying to look through some, trying to find out what. It was hard to tell because I don't know if there's a monthly or an annual fee for some of that. And then there's every time they fix something, there's invoice.
yeah.
But anyway, I was just trying to
There's-
figure it out.
there's
And I
a-
couldn't make heads or tails.
There's
out
a
of
monthly
it.
fee for, like, maintenance type stuff. And then every time they come out, they
Right.
charge us. And they come out quite often.
Well, I think that's good. Something as we look at replacing the system, is there some more of a maintenance contract that might be inclusive of some of those things so that you're not,
Right,
our costs are a little bit more. It's just something to look at. I was
Yeah, I'm
looking
hoping
at it,
there's
and I
a
couldn't make
warranty.
heads or tails out of it. So
Is that something you want me to work with Laura to see if we can kind of isolate those costs and maybe bring that back next month, just for review, or it's,
Makes sense to me.
I think it just, how much work do you think it is?
I'm not sure. I can't
Yeah.
promise you nor guarantee you, but it may be something we could try to
Because
attempt.
it's IQ, just like the cameras.
Yes,
So maybe she can pull everything from IQ, because if she does, I know it's gonna be cameras and the actual gate portion of it, whatever you call those arm things.
yes.
And
System.
there are a lot, at least for the gates. I don't see anything for the cameras, but I see all the gate stuff, or at least I see a good portion of it. And there's a lot of them, but there aren't enough that it wouldn't, if we had to do that part manually, saying gate, camera, gate, that wouldn't take too long, but if she has to manually pull stuff out, I don't know if it's worth it or not.
Right.
If she's able to pull just IQ, that'd be fantastic, I think.
I could ask the
We're
question
looking at
and
replacing
see
both.
if it's something that can be compiled. Yeah, I don't think it would hurt to ask the question.
Okay,
Then maybe going forward, we may see if we can work a different line. Make it a line item.
for 26. A good idea.
yeah, I mean, it might be something that if we did have that, when you look at it, when we replace all the stuff, and then if there's some sort of maintenance contract that would cover some of that, it would give you an idea of whether or not we should go with a maintenance contract or just on a time and material basis, if they even do it. I'm sure when somebody runs into the gate and breaks the gate arm,
Right.
that's always gonna be outside of That's contract.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, either on June, July, or in general on finance? Okay, fantastic. All right, subcommittee membership. A couple things here. Here we go. All right. Where do we want to start? Let's start with. Well, actually, we've got the whole people don't come to all the meetings, but I think we also have who, getting people to join the team. So which do you guys want to do first? I think it's all kind of bundled in here.
Let's do the ones that want to join.
Okay. We've got two people, Ed and Lynn was here last time, told us he wasn't going to be here. They were on vacation. So he gave us an overview last time, and then we have their applications in here. So did anybody have any questions about either of those?
What are their last names?
I didn't,
Chakowski and Lynn Zimmerman.
Was
there
the
just
first
one
person was here last.
There's just one opening.
I thought Ed was already a part
I
of the
thought Ed was
committee.
already on this team.
Oh, Chakowski, Edward Chakowski.
His
Not
term
Ted.
was up.
Oh, his term was up. Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said I, meaning you.
No,
Okay,
I thought Ed was, so he's
term is up.
renewing. Okay,
Exactly.
got it. Okay.
Any questions or comments?
and who's the other person?
Lynn? Yeah, you weren't here last time. He was here last time,
Is
because
that a he or a she, Lynn?
it's a he,
Yeah.
Lin. And you know, Pat
Pat who?
Zimmerman, sorry,
Yeah.
She's
No, I know,
yeah,
pickleball player, Zimmerman, can't think of his name. Whatever.
but, oh, okay, well, I think it's Pat's husband.
Okay.
So do we have to vote on that or?
Yeah, we have to decide which one we would want, if either of them.
Can you take them both?
Can we do more? No?
No,
No?
no,
Seven.
because that's 7. So Ed's, term ended in, mid-July, July 13th.
Yeah.
So we're considering Ed and also, Lynn, either one.
Oh,
Has Ed been coming to most of the meetings?
He's missed 4, this fiscal year 25.
Mhm.
October 24th of last year, November 22nd last year, May 22nd this year, and then the June 26th meeting.
Wow.
So he missed 4.
And Lynn is brand new.
Mhm.
Yes.
Does he seem interested?
It sounded
See
interested to me.
Lynn's. Just
Oh, yeah, sure.
refresher.
There you go. Well, that's Ed's, but Lynn's is next.
I think we need to get somebody that's interested, that's going to come to the meetings and participate.
Yes.
Can you check and see when my term's up, please?
Lynn A. Zimmerman.
Good.
I would vote.
Let me know. Because I know I was appointed and filled in for somebody. I'm not sure who.
You haven't been on that long, have you?
Maybe a year,
Okay,
maybe.
okay.
I'll have Georgia follow up on that.
That's fine. Thank you. I can tell you, I don't even know if I should be saying this at this time, but next September, if my term doesn't end before next September I'll have to resign. So let me know.
2026?
Of 26, correct.
Okay, so getting back to Ed and Lynn.
Well,
What
I
are
don't know
comments?
this person is Rich. I don't know this person, but bio and seem to be any negatives. Would recommend Lynn to join the team. I don't know
Yeah, formal motion, I
about
guess.
Ted.
Yeah,
So you want a formal motion?
well, if people don't have anything else that they wanted
Any
to ask,
comments?
yeah,
Hmm.
I just want to hear comments before we do a motion.
Sure.
Lynn seems interested.
Yes.
Like, and, Madam Chair, Mr. Crawford, that's present today, he's also missed 6 meetings as well. So,
Who has?
Mr. Crawford.
Crawford.
That would be me.
Ted Crawford. So,
You dealt with him at a previous meeting.
All I care about is we get somebody that's going to participate.
He's always been a heavy participation person, boards and community and
Okay.
whatever. He's been here a while. Say something.
Yeah,
This committee.
Unfair question.
Hmm?
Do you think you'll be able to participate a lot going forward?
Yeah, my issue's always been vacations. It's not out of lack of interest.
Right.
It just seems like all my vacation. I mean, every time I'm here in town, I'm here. But I certainly understand. I mean, if you want to, because of my track record, if you want to take these 2 people and replace me, I mean, I perfectly understand that. So,
I
I
just know
don't know
you're
when my
ready.
term ends, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that. I get it. You know, I miss a lot unintentionally, but that doesn't make any difference. It's mean I'm not contributing, so.
Thoughts?
I don't have any further thoughts, on Mr. Lynn.
Okay,
You can take care of that right away.
I have a stupid question.
yes.
So we have members, do we have alternate members?
I would have to check with, I would have to look into that.
Well, the Ponds Group has the official subcommittee 7, and then they have unofficial committee members that do things.
But they're non-voting,
They're not voting.
so
Yeah.
it would not meet the numbers for quorum.
Right.
It may be in attendance, but it cannot be a voting member, so that's the difference. So we need 7 members, voting members.
But what that might do is allow people to participate when they're in town and help with projects.
Right. And that's what the Pond, some of those other.
Or not,
groups are-
whatever.
that's okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to force a thing. I'm just
No, like I said,
putting out possibilities. Yeah,
Thinking outside
Check
the
to see if the bylaws or the document allows for.
I didn't
alternate
print
voting
it,
members.
but I think the bylaws or whatever it's called, wasn't it? It was the resolution.
Yes, the
It was
resolution.
in the pack. I just didn't print it because I try to save a few trees.
Do you think you'll be here most of this fall and winter?
yeah, I mean, going forward, at least the next 6 months I'll be here.
Well, then I'll put it in form of a motion that we, install Mr. Zimmerman at this time.
Okay,
Second.
okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. So it was Rich and then JP. Okay,
My biggest concern, as I've said earlier, is participation. You gotta come to the meetings. You gotta participate, and you gotta help.
yeah,
Can't just come, I know I spoke to Eddie before last month when I couldn't be here because of a back issue, back surgery. Make sure he was coming, and whether he came or not, I don't know, because I wasn't here, but we've got to have people that are gonna participate.
mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm a little biased. I'm just kind of Lieutenant Colonel, retired. and,
All right.
It becomes good stock.
Madam Chair, but so that would be the 8th member, but who is the committee considering taking someone off the voting?
well, that's the next step, and that's for the vacancy that Ed had. So I think what we said with that is that in essence, if you're past your term, you're no longer on the team, correct? So what we just did is we said, okay, for that 7th person, we want to bring in Lynn,
Okay, very good. So Lynn replaces it. Very good.
right? I mean,
Thank you for
that was
right then.
Right.
interpretation.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
You look
We have
confused.
to-
No, it's just a lens replacing Ed.
Yeah,
Correct.
Oh, okay.
we
Okay.
have to-
And-
the-
yeah, do we need a motion for Ted?
Do you want, I mean, do you want Ed to replace me?
No, not as long as you're gonna participate.
Yeah.
I think we're fine.
I thought a couple meetings ago, you guys dealt with Ed's absenteeism already.
We did.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
I think we're good here.
Can I
Good,
call
move
one
on.
table?
It's late.
Is there enough room for me under there?
Yeah, seriously. Okay, update camera system at Gatehouse. Moving right along here. All right. This is almost the same item, if not word for word, from last month.
Yeah, it's a rollover from last month.
So, yep, go ahead.
Madam Chair, if I could just kind of share with the committee, so this item has become somewhat critical for us because of the data that we're having to, we're required to have stored for public record purposes. So the current system, like I stated maybe a couple months ago, it's obsolete. We need this new system to be able to manage and store more than 30 days worth of data to keep us compliant with Florida statutes and keep ourselves in compliance.
So more than 30, I thought it was 28.
It's more than 30.
It's more than 30.
Yes.
And what is more than, I mean, what's the cutoff after 30? Do we know?
It's right now we're less than 30 right now. We need more than 30 days, and it's got to be a rolling
Right.
amount of time.
The only reason I know we're not compliant now. I'm just want to make sure that whatever we are replacing it with meets the requirements. So that,
Yes,
There's a statute of how long,
how much data you must have and stored and available for the public.
what if we didn't have any? What if we didn't have the security cameras?
We would not be compliant, and there'd be some issues,
Well,
When-
legal issues. So
I hate to. When you look at the declaration for the development, it's very specific. If I remember correctly, we can go back and check that neither the declarant, who at the time was Sun City, whatever.
CDD.
I know, but in there it says that there's no requirement to have security here in essence at all.
Correct.
So if that is true, then why would GSCDD need to have those cameras there? And I think it actually says GSCDD.
Well, you don't have to, but it's probably a good practice. I'm just saying,
I'd have a big problem with
no,
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
I'm
saying,
just surprised that
No,
there's something that says you have to have them. Because what if you didn't
Right.
have the cameras?
well, that's what I was trying to address is I don't think there's a requirement when we have cameras. In fact, I think it's the exact opposite. We don't have to do anything. It could be that the requirement is if you have cameras, you have to have it for more than 30 days, whatever the end period is.
and maybe that is the issue, but
Yeah, okay. Well, it's an important issue.
It's a,
I
So
think.
who would enforce compliance? What's the consequence?
Yeah.
well.
Like which jurisdiction you think?
I think that goes into the legal realm, which of course I'm not an attorney. And I don't think I want to have that conversation with them, but I think that's kind of where we're at. And that's kind of what I stress the
Well,
Holding a
importance.
football is only illegal if you get caught.
well, I'd like to pretend at any rate, or at least not even pretend do what's legal. So
Well, what if you don't? What's the consequence?
of not having cameras or not being
Not having
compliant.
30 days.
I'd like to know the clarifications. But
Maybe we just need to know what law it is or what rule it is.
wouldn't mind have that, but I still think we need to move forward on the cameras though.
Yeah,
I would be really uncomfortable not having those.
So what was the bottom line on the motion? It may not be
whether we want to upgrade or not.
upgrade.
Yeah. And the big thing really is I thought it was to upgrade so that we would have the, whatever the legal or whatever the right word is, amount of records. And also because we were adding some, there was a blind spot or something.
There's a blind spot.
Yeah, what's,
Yes, it's a safety, but also record keeping matter.
Yeah.
did you also say that they were obsolete or the What was the word you used there?
It's obsolete, meaning, you know,
So repairs
we
or
can't,
whatever.
yes, there cannot be any improvements to the current system.
So,
It's
Really?
best to,
I thought that was this.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but as I understand it, both that system that we currently have monitors the gate house and the RV park. And what is being proposed is just to replace the system for the gatehouse. There'd still be the existing system for the RV park. Right.
yes, that is correct. That's my understanding.
and it means.
So now there's two systems. And then there was also in there to possibly do the back gate.
Not on this proposal,
Well, okay.
but I think that was a discussion item of a few months ago.
Right.
And I think we said we didn't want to go forward with it at this time. It
Well, to
came up
me,
because,
that shouldn't be PPAC, that should be Gateway, and if they have a system, they should put it into that back emergency gate. Any cameras there should go into the CDD system. Because I assume they have something to monitor the park, the pool, the new admin building, you know, all of that. Since that's their emergency access gate, we don't have access, Pelican Preserve doesn't have access to it. That should go into their system, not into ours.
Guardhouse is the gate system.
Right, but if PPAC is paying for that system, be able to monitor that, and have a 30 days for that system, we shouldn't be adding a bunch of gateway assessment area responsibility.
right,
And
but
Sherry, if you don't mind me interrupting, I do have Laura. Laura just joined, maybe she could provide and kind of expand onto the justification for the camera system.
Sorry, I was having a hard time finding my mute button. Give me just a second to shut my door.
Sure.
Okay, so the existing camera system that's at the gatehouse, we've had requests a few times from the guards that they can't see everything that they need to see. And there are some pretty big blind spots around the gatehouse itself. So that's problem one. Problem two is that those cameras are very old and the quality of the recording that we get from them is not the greatest. And then problem three is that the recording devices that we have do not hold 30 days worth of data, which we are required to hold. I get maybe 17, 18 days worth of data. This has been a problem as long as I have had access to the gatehouse, which is probably going on 3 years now. And we've tried and tried and tried to get that updated, and they can't do anything for us. So this would also give us visibility to all of the cameras over there. They would get looped in with the rest of our system. So when I have to pull data, when something happens, it will be very easy for me to do. It won't change anything for the guards. They'll still have access to it. They'll just have two separate systems because PPCA assets have cameras on them. We would not do anything with the PPCA assets, only our gateway assets. So like the RV park and other places where there's cameras, those are going to get left alone because that's not our stuff. We don't watch it. We don't record it. I don't have access to see any of that right now either. I only have access to see our assets. So that's kind of where this came from. So it's a culmination of better visibility for the gatehouse, better pictures on the things that we're recording, and being able to maintain the amount of data that we're supposed to be maintaining.
okay, and the hours are days would be 30 days, correct?
A minimum of 30 days, yes. Right now I'm at
Minimum,
about,
okay.
I'm somewhere between 14 to 18 days
No, I
max
understand.
that I get. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So if we hit 30, it's fine. If it's more, it's not a problem.
Correct. It's a minimum of 30 days.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
That helped a lot.
Do you want me
Appreciate
to
it.
hang on in case you got more questions? I can let you listen and I can just listen in the background for a little bit if you need me to.
All right, so what?
Yeah.
So what? What if we don't meet it? What's the
I'm
consequence?
sorry,
What's the consequence of not meeting it?
not meeting the 30 days, we're required, our attorney is already freaking out over it. So the consequences are because
Required by
people don't
who?
report things right away. If I have someone who comes back to me 3 weeks after something happens, we do not have visibility to the data that we are required to have.
Marty, is your question basically required by whom and like,
What's the
is it a
consequence?
law?
What code,
Is it-
what regulation?
Yeah, code regulation,
Coming from?
yeah.
Yeah, that came from Tony, so our attorney requires it, and I'm sure there's some kind of statute. I can't quote that. I would have to check with
Okay.
him.
The statute.
But I know
Okay.
over here, all of our stuff, we are required to have a minimum of 30 days of data.
Well, if you
And there
could,
are assets, so I would assume that the same thing would apply over there. We need to have a minimum of 30 days of data,
okay.
which we are not meeting.
Is the system physically located somewhere or is it all cloud-based?
The new system would be cloud-based. There'll be devices there, I mean, that to transmit, but that's what gives us the capability to more easily expand storage if we need to, where now it's physical hardware.
Okay.
And we'd have to divide cameras across multiple devices in order to do what we need to do.
Okay.
Okay, do we need a motion?
Perfect. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah,
So-
it's under my spending authority, so basically I just, if you want to move forward with it, I have up to $30,000 without having to go in front of the board, so it falls within my spending threshold. But I basically just need to know from you what you want to, if you want to do it. It doesn't even need to go to PPAC because it's your budget and I have authority to spend it. So
Okay. So maybe there are a couple things. I would just be interested to know who's required. I think it's a good idea, by the way, so I'm not trying to squelch it, but it would be very interesting to understand
No
why.
statutes,
I mean, yeah, what statute,
Where's-
regulation,
suggestion, I mean, what,
right, it's good practice.
okay, let me find that out for you. I'll try to shoot it to Paul in a message before you guys leave today, before you're done.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Oh, hold on, Laura.
I'm waiting.
Laura, is the community association already paying for all of the stuff associated with the RV park and?
I believe so. I'm not sure if that's all included with ours or not. If they're not, they will be. I don't know. It is a literal rat's nest underneath that counter. The wiring under there is so bad that the camera guy said, I'm not even going to touch that. He said, I'm pulling all new wire. It is, I don't blame him. We can't tell what wires go where, from where do they come from, where do they go to. It's just a ball of cables. Sort of like it's bad. So I don't know. I'm assuming that we're paying. I mean, I don't know if there's a separate bill for PPCA to cover the stuff for their assets. I don't know.
I mean, somebody needs to coordinate with them on what to do with their part of it.
Well, we wouldn't be
Mhm.
changing anything. We're just gonna take the cameras for our assets off and move them to our own system. Everything else that's there for PPCA is staying intact.
Yeah, but I think what you're saying is if the cost for the RV park is included with what we're paying, then the old system,
And where is the
yeah,
equipment housed? Who's monitoring it?
well, I think that,
Well, the equipment's in the gatehouse.
yeah, the gatehouse is monitoring it.
Everything currently is physically in the gatehouse.
That's a whole different question.
That's the,
Yeah,
once it's separated.
and that's probably so small that if we went and asked PPAC, would they know, not PPAC, PPCA, would they be able to figure it out? Well, I guess if they got billed for it, they could find the bill.
Yeah, 'cause I don't remember ever seeing any bills for that. The only bills that we ever get are for things at the
Oh, big
gatehouse.
rat
The
that just
cameras
walked
at the
by.
gatehouse.
What?
A big rat just walked by. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the rodents.
Okay.
Okay, so
What's going on?
a big rat just walked by.
A big rat.
Like, I would just say somebody needs
Sorry.
you move forward with this, which it sounds like it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, but also.
Somebody
Yes.
needs to coordinate with the community association
Okay.
so that they know that if they aren't already, they may be getting some sort of billing for it because they're just going into their budgeting. for
And if
next
you'd
year.
like, I can reach out to KW to see if that's something that they're paying on behalf of PPCA. Oh,
I
that's
was
Tony
gonna do
calling
it,
me.
but
I'm
if
gonna
you'd like
mute
to do it.
myself. I'm gonna mute myself. Hang on.
Okay,
All right.
Yeah.
Cross that off. All right, so. So you've actually got two, I guess, one action item you've already started, and that is the legality or rule or whatever concerning this. And the other one is, do we want to upgrade?
I
Okay,
think we should, have-
so do I hear a motion to upgrade?
I make a motion to upgrade,
and I'll second that.
Okay. Rich and JP.
not to.
That was Rich and JP for the record, because otherwise I get a call asking. Yes.
Oh, I think we need, at the last Board of Supervisors meeting, they voted to eliminate the license plate readers service. So I think we need to probably make sure that we at least have a camera situated so that we can record the
Yeah,
the
Yeah, I
car
agree.
license plates.
You bet.
Right.
So that when we get the 70-mile-an-hour speeder at 4 o'clock in the morning, we can kind of time sync with maybe the car and the license plate going through there.
No, that reader's
I assume that there, when the Board of Supervisors eliminated the license plate reader charge, it included the ones at our gate, but
right, but I do believe there's a camera that does target the license plates. It's just a matter of, can capture the image, right,
make sure
yes.
that it's.
But I could make sure we verify that there is a camera dedicated to targeting the license
Well,
plate.
if they're redoing them all
Was
once
that
this.
based on the presentation that was provided? The Board of Supervisors,
Yeah, but on their budget,
they wiped it out.
they wiped it out, the $40,000 for the
Wow.
license plate readers.
Well, I know they had a presentation from Lee County Sheriff's Office, and he showed all this data for, hey, these are the license plates of the child molesters, these are the license plate numbers of this and that. And then they asked them, well, what do you do with that data?
Madam Chair, we have a first and a second motion.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Okay,
on a secure, if I could just, there were a comment in, we've had some incident reports where there hasn't been some compliance with the gate guards, with the vendor, and forced their way on through. When they were asked to go turn around and leave, they didn't turn around and leave, they went in, and they were able to track this person because of the reader. And I don't know how many other incidents there may have been. I haven't been tracking incident reports for a while, because I haven't been doing them, but they are now.
oh, good.
But, yeah, 40 more grand. For the license reader, 40 more grand.
40 grand.
40,000 for the year.
For the year, yes, it was,
But it's all, but the police are the only ones that really have access to that data, so.
Yeah, so if we get a
At least our
camera that.
video, we would have
Okay.
access to it.
Let's put it.
So the motion, I think, is to replace it as it's written here.
that is.
In addition, to make sure that at least one of the cameras is capturing license plates as people are coming in both lanes, right? Okay,
Correct.
I'm just writing a note, sorry.
That's great. That's great.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor.
Mhm.
I know, I'm taking a note, I'm sorry, I write slowly. Both lanes. Okay, all in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay, it passes.
Very good, thank you.
I'm gonna keep track of these things. I just want to make sure I remember what the motion is. Okay. Next thing is, okay, the next thing is Wiser. And the agenda item actually has two things, but we approved one of them already, so I think we only have to talk about one. This is really about an alternative vehicle and wage percentage increase, but last time we approved the wage percentage increase. So I think all we need to talk about today is the alternative vehicle.
That is correct. And Madam Chair, if I could just clarify.
Yes.
So there was, when the motion was approved, or the item was approved last month, when we went to implement that change, we noticed that there was a small mathematical error.
Yes, there
So
was.
that's been factored into the agenda item. The second thing is the alternative vehicle. That was something that I believe, my understanding has been approved a while ago. This is more of just an administrative item just to get everything cleaned up and corrected.
Okay, well, let's start with the wage. I had noticed that first thing when I first started looking at that. And when I did my calculations and I reported last month about how it's fine, we've got it all covered. It's less than what we have on the funding request. And it helps meet the minimum wage increase that's going into effect in a couple of days. I had taken that into account.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Can you please clarify a little bit? I wasn't here at the last meeting. You're talking about giving the security guards an increase in wages or something?
Yes, yes. The contract was stable for the 2 years, and they came back and they said, we need an increase because the minimum wage is going up. Some of our folks are making minimum wage. We need to make sure, we can give it to them. And it's less than the cost of living, to be honest.
I
So,
understand. That's fine.
and yeah, that one line item in that whole thing had a
Okay.
little math
That's
there.
fine.
Okay, so thanks for bringing that up. And so we're back to the alternative vehicle. I don't remember approving an alternative vehicle because I actually went back to my notes because I remembered there were two choices. There was the car or the golf cart. I
Right,
don't remember a
You
different
approved-
kind of,
yeah, so I
You
remember,
approved the car.
we approved the car.
yeah, so I remember too.
Yeah, and if I'm reading this correctly, yeah, with an alternative vehicle at 1,371 per month or 16, I don't know what this alternative,
It is the car. It's been implemented a while ago. It's been built. It's been showing up on the monthly invoices. So this is just to ratify those changes that were approved a few months ago or whenever it was originally approved. So
I
like
can
said,
chime in a little bit on that.
Yep,
Sorry.
absolutely.
If,
Thank you.
terrific.
Yeah, what happened is with the new contract, they actually put the preferred vehicle as the golf cart. And you guys talked about that.
The direction of the committee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys talked about that and decided that you wanted to keep the vehicle that they had. And so that's what we did. And we've been paying for the vehicle the whole time. So there was no change. The old contract had a vehicle in it. And when it came up, we asked them to bid on both. But I think there was but it didn't have as big of a presence if it was a golf cart versus a vehicle. And we've been paying for the vehicle the whole time. And I know we talked about it, but we didn't officially ratify that it's okay for them to be charging us for this, even though that's what we've been paying for.
That just did not come across in this write-up, so, okay, gotcha.
And then in
Thank you. Yeah, I
addition to
didn't get that
that,
from
they
the
asked for an
write-up either.
increase in wages to meet the minimum wage law. So there's two issues.
Right, yeah, and we're good with the wages. So really the motion is to approve what they're already doing, basically.
But you approved from it previously. They just didn't implement it that way.
Okay, now that just confused me. I thought they implemented what we told them to
Yeah.
implement, but we hadn't ratified it, i.e. voted on it, and so we needed the
Correct.
vote.
Yes.
Okay, well, I thought we did too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we did too, but I couldn't find, I know we talked about it, but I don't think there was ever an official vote on it, which is what we're doing now.
That's correct.
all right, well,
Do we need to do that?
it can't hurt, can it?
You need to notice it's by the 8 charge.
Yes, the vehicle part of it. So I'll make a motion that we ratify that we officially approve what is already being done, which is the vehicle versus the golf cart
Second.
at the costs that are here. Okay. So Jennifer and Rich,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, aye.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yep,
thank
and
you.
I don't know if Paul saw my message. That was my phone ringing. That was Tony. For, you asked about the 30-day thing. That is the record retention requirements for security footage that I'm required to report every year to the state. We have to keep a minimum of 30 days of data per
Okay,
record
so-
keeping requirements. It's like, the
Gotcha.
GSL 1 standards, something, so.
Yeah, I know about record. Okay, yeah, so it's a best practice sort of
Right.
thing versus.
Yes, it's a minimum of
something that
30
they're gonna
days.
come and take you to jail for.
No, I hope not.
But those
Otherwise I'm
best
screwed.
practices, yeah, but a lot of those record retention best practices are based on years and years in many different industries, doing lots of different stuff, and they're pretty solid.
That's where that came. That's where the 30 days came from.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you need
There
me
you
for
go.
anything
So
else?
what not?
No, I think we're good, Laura.
it's
Thanks
best
so
Okay, just
much.
shoot me a message in Teams if you need me to pop back on.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
everybody.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Okay. We just did, oh, Tetra Tech. Oh, road resurfacing. All right, approve the Tetra Tech task authorization. Not to exceed 55,837. Assistant and limited construction phase services and authorize the district manager to take appropriate action. And I didn't print off all the detail because again, I looked through it.
I printed that one.
Yeah. You put your.
My,
you're the
my,
expert.
questions is, I just want to verify the differences between this and other roads. I mean, we didn't do a task order for, Ravenna or Aviano or all of the other roads. So from the district's point of view, what in particular,
Why do we have to do?
why do you have to do the whole, task order on that one versus the other roads?
And my understanding is because of the dollar amount of the value of the project.
Being over the ITQ 195,
Right.
195,000.
Right, because I think we were looking at somewhere 400.
No, we were looking at 300,
Well-
but then when you add all of this. that's
Yeah,
why
right.
they said,
Right, so it's just the dollar value of the project.
All right.
Why do you, why do you have, what requires that?
Uh,
I mean, a couple of us have looked at it and there's one place where the curb may have to be replaced next
Yeah.
to a gutter.
Yeah, we know.
Other than that. Why? So I have to have construction drawings created and they said they
The
weren't,
ponds
they
committee
weren't gonna do
looked into
stuff.
this issue also, and they had to pay for Tetra Tech's oversight
Yes. The CEO as well.
because of the cost of the project of the 2 ponds.
I'm going to read from the proposal here. Based on preliminary inspections, the majority of the road likely can be milled and resurfaced. However, there are areas in which the asphalt condition cracking may have compromised the base material. These areas may require base repair. Additionally, any damaged curbing will be identified for repair and striping will be replaced to restore bike lanes per the district's current multimodal plan. So you're saying there's areas you've seen on the road that may indicate base?
From their review, yes.
That's just standard
Yeah,
language.
I'm pretty much standard, but.
Okay.
Proposal language.
Worst case scenario, yes, but yeah, I believe that's just standard language.
They're saying there may be indications that there's surfaces, so we gotta come out and analyze it to determine if there are, and then we'll do construction drawings. So, I mean, it's a not to exceed, so hopefully they can keep it well under, I mean.
Yeah.
What? They say they aren't even gonna do, they're gonna do these construction drawings to show where you might have to do different stuff. But then they aren't gonna show the striping requirements. I guess we already have that for most of it on the bicycle. But it just seems
It just,
overkill for just basically a mill and grind resurfacing project.
Are we able to just do the mill and grind and say if we find any curb damage or
There's
is
a
it?
couple areas where the curves have to be,
Right,
they
Sure,
settle.
yes.
Okay.
and that.
Yeah, we've seen that.
right, I've seen that.
But-
Okay, but you know where they are already. So they should be in the price of the mill and repave.
Well, I mean, to me, if they have to, they have to
I
get
don't know.
architect involved, they should be able to do a simplified contract description instructions and not have to do a whole
That's the intent.
re-engineering.
Yes,
you know.
that's the intent.
This basically is, we're gonna go back and we're gonna review the original engineering design of the road to make sure it's adequate. And it's like, why?
Because they can.
Well,
I mean, when
remind
we
me
had
of
the potholes, they said they aren't potholes. All it is the top surface layer has detached from the
Right.
underlayment.
I agree.
It's not, the pavement isn't settling. It was just a separation of the
Yeah,
top coat layer. And so it's basically a mill and grind and restripe with a curb in a couple places. So, I mean, if we have to, we have to, but I guess I would look at staff to direct Tetra Tech to do the minimal amount possible to try to keep the costs down.
We always do that, believe me.
Yes.
We're always having
That's
this
a-
conversation.
That's a huge percentage of $60,000 on a $300,000 resurfacing is.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's all-
and it's basically,
But $60,000 is probably cheap for, compared to the 30,000 to analyze
Yeah.
each
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
location.
yeah.
That-
All
well, I
right.
was getting a little deja vu from that, yeah.
So hold your nose and vote.
Yeah,
So what?
I just wanted to voice my
Oh,
concerns about
yeah,
the cost for this and the differences now. If we do another road 2 years from now, we're not gonna be like a collector road, like Ravenna.
I think it'd be less complicated and.
Yeah, and
with this.
this was, nothing like this was done.
Right.
It was a same.
Maybe we should just do 2 lanes. Whatever.
Oh, yeah, put cones in the center.
all right, okay.
Do the inbound
All
one
right.
project and the outbound is another project.
Anything else that you
Well-
noticed that you'd like to question?
Yeah, signage, does not include any permitting efforts. You don't really foresee us having a permit like was thought of before, right out of that tree line. Hopefully not,
Hopefully not.
since it was clarified what gateway us need to be.
Right, no, it is up, yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, unless there's another alternative to this, because it is probably the most expensive road that a road section that we're gonna be repairing or replacing for several years.
The highest traffic road
It
for
is.
area in the community is
It
a
is.
very high visibility.
Yeah.
This is a very important step to try to meet the goal of trying to procure, solicit this, put out for procurement and then try to get this done sometime after Easter of next year. I think that was the original goal. So
Right.
to keep us on track, this is a very important step.
All right, well, I'll make the motion to approve. See, I shut it down. To approve the task authorization for the tree line to Veneto road repaving.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Yeah, I'll second that. And that's milling, paving and fixing the curbs.
It's what's specified in the authorization.
Okay.
All right, so Jay and then JP seconded it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay.
And that's gonna start after May. Or after Easter.
The-
I think that's what,
construction.
yeah, I mean, that was the original discussion and that's the trust on that.
I think it's as early after Easter, probably,
As
before it gets too rainy.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
Right, ideally,
Ideally.
just trying to,
yeah.
That's fine.
All right,
But wait, one more question.
yes,
When you say we started tree line, is it like after 40 feet or something? I remember a couple meetings ago. After you get off the tree line, you got 40 feet there. Is that where you start? Or does it start right up against tree line?
Right at tree.
Right at tree.
Right at tree line.
Originally, we thought it was at the bullnose, at the median.
Right,
But we go further out, we're right at tree line.
Right at tree line. Okay,
Right.
good.
Where they fix those potholes.
Pothole.
Got it, got it.
There was those potholes, we thought the county was responsible, they kicked it back to us, saying, no, that was the
Yeah.
district and the community.
Okay, wanted to clarify.
Yeah,
If you look, the bullnose or whatever is basically the road right of way.
yes,
Tree line right of way.
yeah,
Okay.
So you would think the county would be responsible, but they say you basically have to go out to the curb line, the
Mhm.
tree line, and then anything that's within the right of way this way is yours, because
Okay.
it's not part of the tree line, it's part of your road. So
And you'll keep us.
they're just trying to get out of having to.
yes,
Some
absolutely.
meetings and.
Okay, got it. Do we have a
Right.
vote? Do we need to vote on that or do we
I
already?
think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, we voted yes.
It's already 12 o'clock. Let's move on.
Okay. Next thing is traffic cloud subscription renewal. This is for our 2 traffic study pieces of machinery out there. Traffic cloud. Oh, wait, this is only for traffic cloud, which is the system.
Brainer for me.
Okay,
I would make a motion to, renew the subscription and premium care warranty for the
okay.
2 Shield 12.
Okay, so it's a warranty that's for the equipment.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
why we
plus
had
the
all that
traffic cloud and
repaired
the
for
software.
Nothing, I
Gotcha.
got new batteries. Well, I had to pay for batteries, but
Right,
all the rest of it was covered in the
Okay.
warranty.
all right. Okay, we have a first, do we have a second?
I'll second it, Ted Crawford.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Next thing is replacement of street signs. And this is, you see a list in here of all the street signs that are not up to the Pelican Preserve aesthetic.
That's
They
correct.
meet MUCD standards, but they're not the really beautiful.
Reflective. They're not.
There aren't some of the lights quit working or we talked a couple months ago.
That was something different. That
Yeah, that's something that.
Yeah,
That's something different.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is an item that was probably goes back prior to my time here, where the committee had brought to the attention to the district that there were signs that did not meet the aesthetic standards to the community and were requested to be changed,
Yeah.
and replaced.
Some of the street signs, we talked a few, the stop signs
Yeah.
that were pretty faded and that.
Okay.
I guess my big question is, will these signs that you do, will they fit in the metal rectangles that are there?
Yes,
Okay.
there's no change in sizes. This is just a replacement. These are aesthetic. Now, if I could just kind of share with the committee that our team in Public Works automatically goes out and replaces signs that the reflectiveness is no longer there, doesn't meet MUTCD compliance standards. So this is above and beyond what we would typically do on the day-to-day maintenance.
All right.
This is being pretty much promoted or being requested by the community or the committee.
Now, is this throughout the entire community?
Yes.
And where would they go? Or is that just extra?
These are just
It's
the list. No,
replacement.
these are replacement.
It's replacement.
These-
They exist.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, okay.
and I did try.
I just noticed the pedestrian
Yeah.
sign it.
Fortunately, we don't have I don't have a projector or the screen, but I did share with Jennifer and it was included in the agenda packet. It just
Yeah, I'm.
six examples, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't print off
Right, no,
examples because
That's fine, but
Okay.
Sure.
Do we need a
Yeah,
motion to
Sure,
approve?
fine.
Oh, there.
Picture.
One thing I've noticed is there's not a lot of consistency on there.
I think that's.
There are down arrows marking, like say golf carts
Mm-hmm.
for the actual pedestrian crossings. Some of them have down areas, some don't have down areas. down arrows.
Arrows.
Yeah.
This wouldn't include adding any of those down arrows to those.
Yeah.
No, this is just signs itself, not to any direct arrow.
Yeah.
My understanding is these all exist today.
Yes,
And it's just improving.
what's out there currently in, you know,
Probably
Just
one
wanna
of
make sure I
them
understand.
Cypress Road.
Is,
Down arrow was replaced.
That's,
Very reflective. But the pedestrian above is, you can see in the daytime, a difference in.
no, right.
so if that's within your scope, what do we need to do? What do we need to,
Just to prove.
Well, this is seeking a motion from the committee to replace all these signs.
oh, even though it's part of your normal SOP anyway?
Well, from our
It's slightly
perspective, from the
different.
public works perspective, these meet our standards.
Yeah.
This is
Oh.
just going above and
Right.
beyond. This is something
Yeah.
that's being
Not get
requested
it,
by.
okay.
So if it
Okay.
doesn't meet MUCD, then they fix it. This is all aesthetic. They meet MUCD standards.
Right.
They're fine as,
You got the
as it is.
Yeah, it's $2,800 or something.
Yeah,
Do we need a motion on that?
yes.
I'll make the motion that we
Okay.
go through that process.
So Rich is making the motion
And I'll second
and JT seconded. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
it.
Aye. All opposed?
all the questions.
Yes, sir.
If we wanted to add down arrows and be consistent, is that something your folks can do, or would we have to get a sign company to do that, so it's there, include the rectangles?
Right, I do believe that's something we could probably do, but, that brings up a good point or a good question, because we do notice that there's a lot of down arrows where it's really not necessary or confusing, or it's not in the proper place. So if you, I'm not sure how we get the list of what you're looking at or what you're proposing. I mean, so we could take a look at that ourselves. For the Public Works Department,
I guess I don't know where they,
right,
to me, it would be on the one, like say a pedestrian crossing right, half a crossing.
right.
Is where they should be,
And we've noticed them that they're far away from the actual crossing itself.
or not at the.
Right, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if that's something you want us to look into, we can inspect those crossings.
The safety at crossings, you know, like at Azura, and that seems to be an issue that maybe we ought to at least look at. In my opinion, you guys can,
Right.
it's up to you to direct them to look at it.
Okay, yes, I mean,
Missouri and Cypress Road.
Yep.
Just a question, those three signs you and I are looking at today, that's already been done, resolved,
Yeah,
it's all,
that's why we want to meet with you. So we are meeting with Rich after this meeting to go look at those three signs.
Okay.
So that we know exactly, because we have four, we counted four, but we were only approved for three.
right.
So that's kind of what we want to make sure
could be.
we know which
three
three.
for sure.
Yeah, so we put the three without a doubt after the meeting. We're gonna identify those locations so that we can get those installed.
And it has to do with one of those down arrow signs ahead,
There, that's it.
that's the
Yeah.
fourth one.
Yep, that was.
The other three are,
All right, do we need a vote on the motion?
that's already done.
No, that's already
Done.
done.
Yeah,
That's already
Let's
done.
move on.
thanks for clarification.
Okay. We're now on 8G. This is for the thermoplast pavement markings for the speed hump. Now, these are the ones that are not, they're leading chevrons. They're not on the speed hump, correct?
Well, this quote is to paint what's existing on the hump itself. What I had requested from, because there was a request to see what else can be done to kind of highlight that there's a speed bump approaching. I reached out to the engineer, or traffic engineer, and it said it should have the leading chevrons prior to the hump, so that, anybody driving would identify that. But I believe the committee that was kind of opposed that approach. But that was recently installed beginning of the year, is my understanding, so that thermoplastic is fairly new. So, I mean, unless you correct me if I'm wrong, but
Okay, this was the one I brought up originally. It did not meet the specs of what we agreed to have them do. If the chevron or the triangular shape
chevron.
on the hump was supposed to have a black outline. It's in the specs. Long story, it did not get approved. Everybody said it was fine. It's not fine. People who are driving out there who have a little bit of night vision issues, people who have low vision, even on the golf carts and what have you, they're not going to see that. So we need the contrast. So it's a bugaboo of mine. I brought it up, and the chevrons, leading chevrons don't.
That side of the road.
Hmm?
So what's wrong with the four signs on the side of the road?
There's-
You can't see the bump where the bump actually is.
You have a sign as you're approaching, you have another sign right at the speed bump on both directions.
That's correct. And the challenge, Madam Chair, is that is cement, and to paint cement becomes an aesthetic issue over time, especially in our environment and heat. So I'm not sure if we can highlight or, outline with a darker paint color to kind of designate that. But
Well,
my,
it
my,
wasn't done when it was supposed to be. So if
Yeah.
it's impossible to do now, I'm okay with not doing it, but
yeah. My only, my suggested recommendation is to, possibly go with what the engineer recommended, is the leading chevrons. Because that's what's NUTCD, compliant, and that's what it's spec'd out, so. To go,
Have there been any really, I mean, it's been in for quite a few months. I mean. most
Right.
peop- I agree. Seems like most people are now kind of aware of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And the issue is the white chevrons don't show up on the light gray.
right.
paint.
Well, that's what I was saying. If we can't do it because after the fact, you can't go back and do what should have been done first. And it's not a problem. I'm okay with just saying dump it all, just rescind the whole thing versus putting out more chevrons that
I think everybody's
won't do it.
pretty much aware of where it is now.
Yeah,
How did this become an issue or get on the agenda?
I put it on
Oh, you didn't?
months ago when it wasn't done right the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know on the hunt,
So
you can only have.
since I was the one spearheading it, I'm saying, well, if it's too hard to do now after the fact,
black.
I'm okay removing it.
But just,
Fine with the black.
I don't see it as an issue.
Jeffers,
That's fine.
People,
I remember from last meetings, it was the color.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
The
though-
contrast.
Yeah, we talked about yellow or orange, which it's not allowed.
The black is not allowed.
Right.
Yeah, it's just not color, it's not allowed, it's white, it's the
Well-
specification.
Yeah, if it was yellow or something,
Okay.
we'd be able to see it.
I make a motion to just take this whole thing off the table. I don't think I have to make a motion for that. I'd like to suggest that we just take the whole thing off the table and say, it's fine the way it is.
agree.
Being that you just put it on there, so we don't have to.
Yeah,
Okay, I agree.
okay,
Move on.
nothing needed.
Yeah, it's a sign.
Okay, next thing is the flumes.
Yeah.
Okay,
this is-
in our last meeting, we said that people were just asking for flumes and we were putting flumes out there and some of them weren't working. So did we need to step back and decide what was the problem that we're trying to solve and what is the correct solution that would really solve the problem? And so I don't know that I'd actually submitted a different, I don't know if you saw my agenda.
Yes, it was
It was actually-
simultaneous.
Yeah, it was actually named something slightly different because I don't think we should say flume. I think we should say we've got sidewalk drainage issues. Because saying it's a flume issue is saying that's the solution. And the problem really is we have places, and I know it's all over the place, but the big thing right now is in Prado, where the sidewalks aren't draining properly.
Right.
And sometimes it's because there isn't a good route to the gutter. Sometimes it's the actual house, the grading of the lawn of the resident's house is
Right.
bad. Sometimes I've gone out there and I've looked, the sidewalk, I don't know what you call this officially, so all you engineers can look at my hand motions, but there's like a V of the sidewalk.
Sunk,
It's
it's
sunk.
sunk.
Yeah, it's sunk.
Yeah.
And so the water's pooling there and it has nowhere to go.
Right.
So shouldn't we say, oh, there's a water problem and we have to figure out what the root cause is so that we don't put flumes in everywhere and just find out that they're not working because we're not really looking for the root cause of the water standing problem.
Could I make a comment?
Absolutely.
Okay, 2 months ago, because I wasn't here last month, 2 months ago, I promised to go out, which I did.
Mhm.
And it was a terrible rainstorm that afternoon around 5 o'clock. I went out to like 6:30. I went out at 7 o'clock and took pictures of 8 different places. Sent them to Jennifer. These places had water 1.25 inches, 1.5 deep. I mean, literally, the water was just deep pooling in
Yeah.
different places. I took a picture and I took a picture of the address and everything, sent that all to Jennifer. I
that's
know
sent to Georgia.
out of those 8
Whoever put the
places, I
agenda
think
item.
about 6 of them got done. And then I went back later after they were done and looked at these 6 or 7, 8 places. And I did not see anywhere where it did not work. Maybe somebody else did. I'm kind of upset that somebody at Gateway, when individuals would call and say they wanted one, that it got approved. I don't think that should have been approved without the consent of this board or something being brought before us to say, I want one. I don't think that should be done like that. I think that's costing Gateway a lot of money
And
and
it's costing us.
us a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
correct, correct. Costing us a lot of money. And I don't think that should have been allowed, okay? I think this issue needs to be brought back on the table where somebody, whether it be me or Paul or anyone, should go out and investigate and say, yes, it's needed, or no, it's not. Okay, and have discussions about each and every place on whether it needs done or not. And Mark or somebody on your team needs to meet with myself or you at that site to say, yes, that person's right, or no, we're not doing it. Okay? Me being the landscape chairman in Prado, I'm constantly, every day, on the golf cart, traveling around. I see this all over the place. Now, we spoke earlier today about washing the sidewalks. We at Prado just voted at the last meeting last week about washing all of our sidewalks. There are places, and I think I've even explained this to you, there are places in Prado where the frickin' mud is 1/4 inch thick on these sidewalks in different places, not everywhere, but in 4 or 5 places where the mud is 1/4 inch thick, very slippery. It's kind of moldy looking, okay? I've explained this to Mark, okay? And he kind of disagreed with me, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I think some people really need to take a hard look at this and do what's right. And if a flume or whatever you want to call it, okay, needs done there, then we got to do it. But if it does not need done, we can't just approve it and do it because a homeowner wants it. I just don't think that's the right way to go. It's costing us a lot of money. I know that like when you're at the circle at Pistoia and Prado, when you go around the loop and you go toward Pistoia, on the left right there, that water was, I know, 1.25 inches deep for like 30 feet, okay? Terrible, terrible. I don't think they've installed a flume there yet, at least not to my knowledge. I haven't seen it, and maybe they did, but I did not see it. Okay, and I think that's some place that really needs done and needs looked at maybe before we do it. But I'm willing to go back after the next heavy rainstorm to assess, and again, any areas I think need done. Okay. I think it's a safety issue, especially where the mud's at, the slipperiness and the black mold. I mean, I walk my dog, okay, and I see the black mold. I see the mud, see all the time. So I'll leave it at that and I'll wait for other people to comment. But I really wish we could take a step back on this.
Well, I agree, we need to take a step back, and especially back where you live, because, you know, Tim and I walk around that loop almost sometimes a couple times a day, depending
Right.
on the weather. And we've gotten to the point where we walk in the street back there.
Yeah, well,
Because
it's that
the
bad.
sidewalk is so slippery. Now, non-rainy season, it's not bad,
No,
but yeah, this time of year it's really bad. My thing is, I like the way you're thinking in terms of let's investigate.
Right.
The only thing I would add is there might be other solutions other than flume.
I agree with that.
Okay,
And I'm not an engineer. I'll
No,
leave that up to you, but we need to come up with a good solution here.
yeah,
yeah, I mean, we've looked at a lot of these locations, and me, the real issue is a lot of places sidewalks were constructed too low
Absolutely.
Yep,
relative to the curb.
yes.
And the property, and then when you get the sod, you know.
Yeah.
Then the sod up on both sides, it just sits there.
It sits there.
It sits
Right.
there. And, I mean, the true fix on a lot of them is raising the sidewalk,
I agree.
but
That's
the
that.
plumes are a cheap solution.
quick
If
fix
it's
without-
a quick fix and
Yeah.
do that in some of the areas. And I agree, you need, somebody on the committee needs to kind of be the flume guru, say. But, but then when we start looking, you know, for, especially in the neighborhoods, maybe, you know, when we've talked about, you know, starting as we get into the roads, maybe, you know, following it up with a sidewalk is the stretch that we're gonna be resurfacing at Pelican Boulevard. You look at, a lot of those sidewalks are uneven.
Yeah.
They ground the hell out of them. We need just replace the whole strips of the sidewalk and get them up so that they're above the sod
Right,
level
right.
and you get proper drainage. So I think, you know, as we start coming behind the resurfacing, we can fix some of the major boulevard sidewalk issues where they're in the worst shape with sidewalk replacements. But yeah, things need to be, that's one of the problems that I have with the ticketing system. And Daniel used to just put a safety tag on everything and they would just deal with it. And and there are true safety things that need to be dealt with, but some of these things, there ought to be at least an individual, the committee that gets bounced on and, you know, it doesn't have to wait to the next committee meeting. It can be done between meetings and stuff, but just to have some blessing of
Yeah.
the committee before some of this stuff just happens.
Right, I totally agree.
Question, this is Rich. When they start putting all the new lights, poles in and all that, how many of the sidewalks are gonna get disrupted from that?
They really shouldn't be, because they're
Okay.
probably going to forward from light pole to light pole, so they'll be working between the curb and the sidewalk, but you never know.
Right.
You never know.
We couldn't get 2 for 1 on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's why we want to
Good thought.
get the lighting done on the boulevards and it's major
Yeah.
before we start thinking about the sidewalks.
Gotcha, okay, so that is.
Otherwise,
Nice.
they go in and do the sidewalk and then they have some big tractor on it or something
No.
and break them up. And so you want to do the sidewalks last, but
Now, there's one other thing I want to discuss here. I've been talking to a lot of our neighbors in Prado, a couple in Pistoia, about this issue. Those bubblers, those green bubblers that Lennar installed, okay, to save money, Lennar did not put them out at the trough or the curb, okay? They installed them in the front yards about 20 feet back in the yard. Now, the water goes down the downspout, comes out those bubblers, floods the entire front yard, ruins all the grass, makes mud, the whole 9 yards, da-da-da-da-da. I've suggested to many people that you need to pay a Meriscape to extend those out to the trough,
And that's why
okay? So did you do that? I'm getting ready to do
the
that.
front and the back.
Right, and it costs money. I understand, okay?
Wasn't that?
But to fix your front yard, that's what you need to do. And that costs you, the homeowner, money, not the Prado board or not Lennar,
Right.
or, because they're not gonna do anything anymore, okay?
and
We
you
had-
don't have to go to Meriscape anyway.
Yeah, and you don't have to use a Meriscape. You can use anybody you want as long as it's done right.
Sure.
Okay, but what I'm saying here is, when those bubblers getting extended and installed next to the trough, that's going to help keep the water off the sidewalks.
Exactly.
But to get people to do that and spend the money to do that, man, that's like pulling teeth,
Yeah.
okay? I get screamed at every day about that. Oh, why do I gotta pay for it? Well, because you do, because we're not.
Well,
Okay,
it's their
We
responsibility.
design, take the water away from the foundation of your house.
Yeah.
right, when they
That's
need to
it.
be
Yeah.
out to the trough.
My whole
Exactly.
yard's all soggy, so I ran them out.
Yeah,
I did it in the back, did it in the front.
Right.
And I hired another guy to do it. and he
yeah,
does
we
a
had to
lot.
do it too.
Right,
Can't remember his name.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so that, keeps the water off the sidewalk too, when it's installed. But sometimes you gotta cut the sidewalk to get it out there, or you gotta bore underneath the sidewalk to get it out there. The other thing is, Lennar installed these little round bubblers this big. A lot of the people, and I don't remember how you did it, but a lot of the people, when they extend them out, the guy that does it puts big square ones like this out near the trough, which is great.
I did-
That's what needs to be done, but it costs money. So, just want to mention it.
I don't remember if it was extraordinary. I mean, it's money, but it was worth it and it didn't bust my budget. Didn't Bust the budget.
Well, I know Deborah, our president, had it done, it was only $600. And I mean, it had to go like 20 feet. Okay, so.
Well, you
Okay.
know,
Finally got it.
just to throw something out. I mean, the ponds group paid to do, where those from the rear lots went out to the ponds. They basically paid to put those in. And they've just completed that, but there was a lot of money spent to get those out to the pond bank to eliminate the erosion. You know, I'm not saying we should, but to think about, what does it cost? And if we have all these other issues and problems with, sidewalk, water on the sidewalks and drainage and everything else, is there a collaboration from a, safety and security standpoint to do some sort of possible program like that? I don't
Yeah.
know. I just know they did that on, the ponds group did that on the rear lots from the rear to the ponds.
Right.
But that was on GSCDD property, wasn't it?
They installed everything from the downspouts out to the pond. It's just that the HOA or the homeowner has to maintain what's on their
Okay.
property.
Right.
We did our back ourselves. We were told we
Right.
had to do the back ourselves, so we did the back
Oh,
to get it away from,
Yeah, we had a person
pretty
yesterday,
close.
just yesterday.
Well, off our property. Off our property. But
We
then
had,
it goes down.
we had a gentleman just yesterday on Fontanella, paid Ameriscape to extend those drains in between the houses all the way back to the pond. Now, I don't know what it cost him. I didn't ask, but he knew it needed done. He talked to me. I explained it to him that you gotta go one way or the other, okay? To get that water out between the houses, or it's always gonna be a swamp. He agreed, he paid Ameriscape to do it, and I know I stopped by there yesterday at 4 o'clock, it was done. So I'm sure that's gonna help. But again, the homeowner has to pay for that. The product board's not gonna pay, and I'm sure I don't think we're gonna pay for it here. I don't think
Yeah,
we should.
Marty?
I'm gonna digress on one
Okay,
point. and
I'm just gonna, Marty raised his
Oh,
hand
Marty,
for you, sorry.
This is not an agenda.
It's not, I know. I'm trying to get it back to, let's talk about the
ahead.
flumes.
All
But,
right,
what-
never mind.
He's on the
Okay.
member.
but we may have a couple minutes at the
I've-
end.
I've got
We
one.
want to go back to bubblers. All right, so I think the proposal is going forward, any new water remediation issues, not necessarily flumes, but water remediation issues in and around like sidewalks.
Right.
Okay. Should come through C-Click Fix to the
Mhm.
district, and then they should work with, well, I'll pretend you,
Okay,
but you said a representative of the committee to determine, yeah, this is an appropriate resolution to the problem, that it belongs to GSCDD. And so we'll do the flume, or hey, we think it's a resident issue, they should do
Right.
it, or something like that. Is it,
I'll take the responsibility for doing that as long as I can meet Paul and Mark and anybody else on this board that wants to help me with that committee issue. I'm not gonna make those decisions by myself.
I'll work with you.
you
I'll
can't,
work with you.
you
work-
can't.
okay.
I'm sorry, sunshine laws. I hate to
You
be
can't talk.
The-
to each other.
Yeah, it'd be
an
separate.
obstructionist
I know.
here, but
Paul could talk to both of them, Mark could talk to both of them.
yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You guys lay it out however you.
Maybe you can do like the first shot, and then when you make the decision, maybe have one of you guys say, hey, Rich, could you, this is what we're thinking.
But I can't just like walk along with them as we're
No,
making the
no,
list.
it's not.
No,
Be one of the
no,
other.
it's so crazy.
JP's not available, Rich could be your alternate.
Oh,
That's fine.
it really
Then
does.
I'll give you a call or Mark a call. You'll let Mark know that I might be calling him about this. Okay,
Yeah, because
Okay.
we-
go ahead.
All right, so if it's a sidewalk water issue, see-click fix. I like see-click fix.
Yeah.
Because it gets tracked. And then your team will contact JP,
Mm-hmm.
you know, meet out there, make a bunch at a time, maybe make it efficient. Make it a determination, get it over to Rich just to see if we need a second opinion. If it's really obvious, you have the fix. And it's reasonable, you guys just
Right.
get the fix done. Otherwise, everything else will need to come back here. Okay.
Fine. I'm
Did you
good
make
with
a
that.
motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, I thought you did, but I
Second.
want to make sure I know what the motions are if I'm keeping track of things.
Second.
Okay, Rich seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Unanimous. All righty. I think that was the last thing on the agenda. Which you said, yeah, you said you might have a couple minutes. Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask a question and you can tell me what I gotta do or not do. I've been thinking about this a long time as I've been doing this speed monitoring thing. And I'm finding that, and I think we have evidence that having those monitors on the boulevard, especially during the season, needs to be full-time. And I would love to have 2 more units. So we're gonna put that up there, and we're only doing one bound. We're not doing both inbound and outbound. But the inbound's most dramatic. And then we've got Viadano. Well, I want to back off from Viadano, that's another story. So I would love to have a second set. And
would you be able to put together a little plan?
absolutely, I just didn't want to do anything in advance without running it by the team. And that's what I will do.
So I think we still,
Discuss it next
So we
week.
discuss it.
okay,
Great.
Do they have a unit that I guess would take a picture after you go past this? Basically, the
uh-huh.
camera gets you coming in, so it gets, we don't have license plates on the front. And
Right.
got the windshield. Do they have anything that would take the
Not
camera
another
with
sign, because that's why I went through the gate and why I felt it's important to have that license reader. Because when they go through, they get that rear tag.
I didn't know if the
Yeah.
outfit had a,
I will ask that
Unit
question.
that-
No, I'll
I
ask.
know of,
or
but
can you turn it around so that you're actually
I
getting it going away
Oh,
from you?
I can turn it around, I guess.
Yeah.
it'd be
Because to me,
interesting.
that would be that you capture the speed and the license.
I'm not gonna think about that.
But what are you gonna do
Maybe
with
with the trial.
information?
Yeah,
Well, if I have the access to the license tag reader at front, then when I have an issue or a question, I'll just go to them.
I'm sorry, say that. I didn't hear what you did at the end of
I
it.
guess if,
Give them a speeding ticket,
You can't.
well,
community association.
Only law enforcement.
We
but-
can't enforce it. I mean, I don't know what the issue.
About all this.
What the benefit would be.
Awareness.
There are companies out there, school buses take pictures. I don't know if you know that, take pictures. And there are companies out there who actually take a look at the pictures. And if they think that the person has done something illegal, they do send that on to law enforcement. Now, I don't know if that's just for school buses.
Well, especially if like the guy at 4 o'clock in the morning, if that's the Amazon nighttime delivery, you can always go to the company that's
That
the
you
infractions
probably
with.
Madam Chair, can I,
Yes.
can I take a few minutes of everyone's time? There's a few things I'd like to just get some
Well,
direction.
Okay, so we're good
Oh,
with it?
sorry.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're
Yeah.
done with that one. Go ahead.
Yes, if I could get some direction or even the motion. Last month, I think we ran out of time, so the golf cart crossing and the LED lights. So when we investigated that, those signs are non-compliant, so they need to be replaced. But I did not get a motion last month to get those replaced. Can I get that from the committee to replace those signs that have the LED lights, replaced?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the road already.
Well, they need to be replaced because those are not, they're non-reflective.
Yeah.
And they're not MUTCD compliant, so we might as well, instead of replacing the bulbs or the LED lights, replace the entire sign with the lights that go with it, so.
I agree
If
with
I can
that.
get a
Oh, okay.
motion to get that approved.
And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
And I'll second it.
I think we talked about that 2 months ago when I was
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay,
Okay, the second item that I just want to bring to the committee is that last month there was a mention regarding the wooden posts that hold the mirrors in the preserve area, that those should be our standard gateway district decorative posts. Is there any appetite or does the committee want us to replace those wooden posts with the standard posts?
I don't know that that's required. Do you?
Maybe just paint them black.
Yeah,
That would
like I said, it was brought to our attention, but like I said, we ran out of time. I wasn't able to get further direction on that. Or would there be any
Okay.
opposition with us just replacing with a standard post? Because it was,
Are you gonna put the reflective tape around the standard post too?
it's just gonna be a strip, yes, I mean, it'd be a minor strip, but it wouldn't be the wooden posts that are out there right now.
Do we need to spend the money for that, do you think?
I think the wooden posts match the aesthetics of the preserve.
I do too. I do too.
Hmm.
I don't think we need to spend the money for something like that. That's just my opinion.
anybody
I think
disagree?
when I heard Bob bring that up, it was more from go forward. Keep in mind, because all the ponds have their pond signs and have that uniform
Oh,
posts
okay.
and stuff. And so he was looking at it from a uniform standpoint.
I just think it
Going
was that one.
forward, not going.
Going forward,
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the direction that's fine, I just want to make sure that,
A sign in the preserve is a little or
yeah,
that's a
Yeah.
little different.
yeah, but the sign on the post that hold the mirror and stuff.
Kind of blends in too.
Mount them on a tree.
Right, yeah, right. Okay, good with that?
Okay, yep, I think so. Anything else?
Yes, the last thing, I was asked to inquire with the city of Fort Myers what it would take to install a street sign. And so I did reach out to the city traffic engineer, Carl Caracos.
Hmm.
And what he stated, it must be a licensed engineer or a certified transportation planner that would be able to put a seal or a stamp on a plan to be able to install any new signs in the community.
You're talking about like a Aviano.
Maybe we should
Yes.
contract with D.
So that, I just kind of want to share that with the committee that.
Tetra Tech is our licensed engineer. Right?
I'm sorry?
Tetra Tech is our licensed engineer.
Yes. There has to be a licensed engineer or a certified or transportation planner.
Need
We
Somebody
just
with,
need to hire D.
he needs
Yeah.
somebody with a. P
Yeah.
license.
Absolutely, or Dean's company, yeah.
Bringing
Or
that,
maybe
what,
maybe he'll
the
free-
35,000
freelance.
for each location?
Yes,
You know?
yes, that's where that stemmed from, and then I did text them, and yes, that's required to certify, a licensed engineer or. Yes.
Does that have
Any
to,
changes?
does it have to be an engineer that is approved and bonded by the CDD or by Lee County or somebody like that? Or can it be like a freelance person that would be willing to help us out?
He has to hold a PE license in the state of
It
Florida.
has to be yes, it's gotta be a PE license.
He
in
might not have a
Florida.
PE license in Florida because he's out of Connecticut or something. Oh, reciprocity, yeah.
Right,
And I'm sure.
and they need to be a approved vendor of the district as well.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Just to add that to the.
Alright.
Got
Heaven forbid we should save money.
it. So Madam Chair, those are the items
Okay.
I just wanted to touch base with.
Thank you. Anything else?
Two things,
Yes,
real
sir.
quick.
Yes.
I know we've spent a lot of money here today. I hope somebody is watching all this to make
Yeah.
sure that we're okay, because we have spent a ton of money here today. Okay, item number 2, final item. The parking of the RVs on that site over there, okay? We talked earlier about the cameras and stuff. Who's in charge of that? Is it KW? Is it Gateway?
What's
What?
RV park?
ERV Park. Parking lot.
PPPA, isn't it?
KW?
Oh, KW.
Oh, yeah,
So that has nothing to do with us. We don't, Gateway doesn't own it, nothing. Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
We're
Okay.
not responsible for the boats that are still on.
Yeah, the boat motors and everything else. Right. We're not responsible for the flooding and everything else over there.
Right.
That's all I want to know. Thank you.
And the night
Okay,
the
you're
boat
welcome.
was stolen, it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
all
There's
right.
a lot of
For
issues.
the next meeting, does
September.
anyone, yeah, is anyone not going to be here?
and that.
That you know of at this
I
time?
plan on being here.
September 25th.
Yeah.
I should be.
I think that was on that list that you gave out.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed, because you sent out, you gave. us a
No, I'm
list.
just asking, yeah, when the meetings are.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, are you gonna be here?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
You need to put your eggs.
Okay, all right. If you find out that you can't be there, please let Georgia know as soon as you know, okay? Because I know stuff happens and that's fine.
Ken.
Oh, and
Okay. Do I hear a motion to adjourn our meeting?
Before you do
Oh,
that,
yeah.
this has never been discussed to my knowledge, where we were
Oh,
going
it was
to
on our
redo
agenda.
certain things to paint the lines. We really need to discuss that again next meeting or
Okay.
something.
Can you put in an agenda request form?
Sure. Try
Thank you.
to.
Jake couldn't get that back.
Huh? I wasn't here last meeting. Maybe it was, but I wasn't here.
We didn't get to it.
Yeah, I think we ran out of time.
Didn't
We
we
did.
vote for painting all the? Did somebody give us a quote for painting all the stripes?
Or restriping, yes, but not,
Not this part.
the markings that were blacked out.
Okay, yeah, if you put in an agenda request
I'm
item.
not sure I'm smart enough to do that, but I'll try. If not, I'll call Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia can forward you the form. It's a pretty easy form to fill
Okay.
out. It really is.
All right.
Oh, well, okay, well. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn. the meeting.
I second
What can I
the
tell you?
motion to.
Jay and Rich, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Adjourn.
All opposed? All right, the meeting is officially adjourned at 12:41 PM. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
me too.